I am so incredibly sick of dbrand skins. I have covered dbrand a lot on this channel. I've published a total of 72 videos so far. And out of them, 8 have been dbrand videos and 4 of them specifically have been about skins. And that's because I truly like the brand. But I just happen to have a love-hate relationship with skins, with dbrand skins that's evolved over time. And I kind of want to get into that today. There are a few parts to the story, but let's just start with an update from last year. About 10 months ago, I published a 1-year review of the dbrand skin I'd been using at the time, which is in the background right over there. The thing is, I'd been using it in a way that dbrand has since specifically asked us not to, which is with a case. So this time, with this phone and this skin, I didn't use a case at all. It was for a shorter duration though, 3 months versus 1 year last time. But still there's a lot of damage which I do want to get into. So there are a couple things I want to talk about. First, how dbrand skins and cases work together officially according to dbrand. Second, how installation affects how the skin will hold up over time. I also want to talk about a comment on YouTube on one of my older videos. We'll get into that. Third is my usage, how I just treat my phone, going through life. Fourth, why I wanted to love or at the very least like dbrand skins, and why that's not happening, I guess spoiler. And fifth, why I'm frankly just so very sick of these skins now that I've used them for years across multiple devices. And the very last thing I want to talk about would be what use case it's best for. And kind of a spoiler alert, I do have a skin on my iPad. You can see this one. And it's also on the pencil. I've had these for like over 2 years now. Or just under 2 years, like close to 2 years. They've held up. Anyway, so I'll talk more about where skins are very, very useful. So first, let's talk about the skin and case compatibility according to what dbrand has told us, I guess. So the very big problem with the case and skin compatibility is that the official guidelines or compatibility, I guess, yeah, I just call them guidelines, that exist are not on their website. It's actually on Reddit. It is posted by an official dbrand user, one of the bots or one of the just human run users, but it is on Reddit. So let's just get into that. I want to talk about it with you guys. All right, so the Reddit post is from user named dbrand, so I guess it's the official account run by humans, not just bots or robots according to them. There's just a very long list of things which you can get into if you want. You're seeing a preview of it right here. There is an exhaustive list of compatible skin designs. What incompatibility is according to these guys, it comes in 3 forms. 1, gloss skins. There's a bunch of them. The gloss material takes on some sort of watermark effect where it looks like the skin is partially fusing with the non-porous interior surface of the case. It looks less cool than it sounds. You can use this post from last year as a visual reference. I guess it leaves some sort of an imprint, which is less than ideal. And second, there's leather skins. While technically functional, they're just a touch too thick for dbrand to recommend compatibility without reservation. And third is where my old skin got ruined. Full coverage iPhone skins or iPhones with frame skins applied. As a result of the front lip of our Ghost case, standard fit skins, that is the ones that only cover the back of your phone, included with every iPhone skin order, are fully compatible. So in summary, according to dbrand, matte skins only, no full coverage iPhone skin. In retrospect, that should have been fairly obvious to me, because I mean, if you're going to take the case off and on a lot of times, especially at the corners, that's where a lot of the friction, a lot of the rubbing is going to happen. Naturally, your skin is going to come off, and that's what happened to mine. And for the most part, the skin was doing pretty well. It's just this is information that I did not have because I had to search for it after it was like ruined, the original skin. And in my earlier video where I do talk about the damage done to the skin, I do show that there's some compatibility that's shown on their website that leads one to believe that skins and cases are okay to go together. It's just, yeah, when you go looking deeper into the rabbit hole on Reddit, which is a separate thing, separate website, right? So anyway, that's what I'm talking about right now. If you're seeing this video, if you're thinking about getting a skin, no, that if you get the full coverage, which means the edges, if they have coverage, so over here, if this is covered, you cannot have a case on. I mean, you can, it's gonna ruin the skin. So once it's on, the skin is just ruined. Now let's get into the installation effect on wear and tear. Let's just start with a comment somebody made on one of my older videos, because I think it's a great starting off point. All right, so somebody wrote, the gaps look like that because you applied the skin off center. There's obviously going to be a gap. The idea is to have the gaps look even and straight. So I fully agree with this person. It was my first time applying a full coverage skin on any phone, on any device. I think that was my very first skin that I put on, a dbrand skin. And yeah, it was slightly off center, but that's the thing. There's going to be some degree of user error. At the very least, if that's your first time applying it, like if you're gonna get your very first skin, be prepared to essentially F it up. That's what dbrand says in their own tutorial also. They give you extra skins, like just the back coverage, full coverage, etc, etc, because they expect you to mess it up. And I did. And I still do have the original carnate skin, if I'm not mistaken. I never put it on. If I haven't misplaced it, I still have it. So I do like that aspect of it. Anyway, coming back to this comment, it was applied off center. Yeah, a lot of the edges did not meet properly. But as you can see, that's basically not true for this skin. It's still not perfect, but it's like, I'd say 98% there. Like, it meets all the requirements, I think. Like, you can tell where the edge, like where they meet, but it's like it's so closely sealed off. Yeah, like there's no reason for this to also be called off center. Anyway, the comment was for this skin, not this skin, so that's fine. So be prepared to essentially have the long-term life of your skin be dependent on how you install it. If you mess it up, live with it. I would still say, like, just if you have a full coverage on, let it be for a bit, enjoy it. If you messed it up, well, it's already messed up. Don't like undo it. Let it get a little more messed up over the next couple of weeks or months. When it visually starts looking bad enough for you to not want to have it on, that's when you just swap it out for the backups, just the back coverage. Especially for the carnate skin that I had, like it already had kind of a rugged vibe going to it. So like minor marks and minor like scuffs and scrapes, like they just look kind of added to the look of it. But here, as you can see, like you can just see that it just looks like my phone's messed up, even though it's in pristine condition underneath all of this. The skin being orange does kind of mess with the brain. Now let's move on to the next thing, which is usage effect on wear and tear. How my usage has specifically led to the wear and tear on this device. I have my phones in my back pocket, and when I applied this skin, like 2 to 3 days later, I left for a road trip, part of which was on the coast side of Oregon, so there were a lot of beaches and a lot of like mini hikes and stuff. So if it was in my back pocket and I was sitting on like small rocks and stuff, like just sometimes like resting or taking pictures or whatever. So yeah, the phone was leaning against some rocks and stuff here and there. But that was like April, like within a few weeks of applying it, I could see that the skin is starting to like kind of give and wear down almost, and I knew why it is. So that's fine, like that's a little more rugged than most people would go. But then something that I don't think applies to just me, it is probably a lot of you out there, some sort of camera equipment. So if I had a clamp mount just holding on to this, or even a MagSafe mount, it just like small scrapes here and there would really get in the way, and it has just overall led to a kind of wear and tear that, well, I've had people ask me if my phone's okay. Like, did a garbage truck run it over or something? Because it does genuinely look like that. And again, the skin's orange. So that was my usage. I am a little more tough on my devices. I don't abuse them, but I also don't baby them. So if you're anything like me, like if you're not, I don't know, wiping off every single mark the second it comes onto your phone, or you don't freak out over like a small scratch here and there, you probably are going to have a tough time with certain skins. I'll talk more about what kind of skins are okay to have later on. So let's get into the meat and potatoes of why I'm so very sick of them. For that, I'm going to switch the camera angles and just have you show top down of the actual phone and the skin so that you can see what I'm talking about. Let's get into it. Alright, so you see the damage here. Actually, I guess the orange background is not helping all that much. I guess that would help you see the damage a lot better. So as you can see, there is a lot going on. So you see with my 15 Pro Max, which I'm using to record right now, the skin had its corners scraped off, like I told you before. So I did want to give it another chance. I'm like, okay, I was using it wrong, just period. There was nothing on the website, but still, like, according to dbrand, that was wrong. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna give the skins one more chance. And I'm like, okay, I'll get it. But there was so many problems still. The skin has to be thick, like thick enough to have some sort of protection on it. But that means that MagSafe is just that much weaker. For example, it just doesn't sound the same. And if you actually want a better comparison, let me grab something. So this is Apple's official MagSafe puck. You see how that snaps on? It's just kind of weak compared to if you just had your phone. Like compared to a case that has a magnet built into it to make it even more stronger. And then back. It's just weaker. It falls off a lot more often if I have it propped up in my car to have navigation or something. It just isn't that secure. And also, as you can see, that there's this kind of a mark that's been left by MagSafe. And that just happens over time with a lot of cases on the inside with skins. It's going to attract like just some sort of residue, any kind of magnetic stuff. On the phone itself, you can clean it off, but on the skin, yeah, like, I mean, that's just in there. Even on the phone, that can do damage over time, but if you can just clean it off, this one, there's just no option. So yeah, cases have another magnet, skins just don't. And the phone itself, like, there's just a layer in between it now. And the deformities, like I said, just really show. The skin has multiple layers, as you can see. I mean, this is the actual layer on it. But then there's this, like, off orange color, kind of reflective almost, that's right underneath. And then there's a proper, like, silver strip layer. And then right underneath that, if you see the blacks, that's another layer that's like the adhesive, which you'll see better because I'm going to remove the skin at the end of this video now. So different ones exposed ruin the look even further because it's just not cohesive at all. There's orange, there's silvery orange thing, there's silver, there's black, and then there's just like orange marks all over the place. And the skin just lifts off, peels off in certain places. If you can see right there, it's just lifting off right there. It's also kind of lifted off from there. It looks like a boil almost, which is just so very weird. But it's like probably like fell on some rocky substance and just scraped off. And yeah, like, you are going to just drop your phone here and there. It's not like it's not going to happen. And again, like I said, depending on the skin, it might not actually be that bad. The carnage, it actually held up pretty decently. Like a year into it, I still could have kept it on. I partly removed it for the video. But this one, like 3 months in, I think it's just time to give it up. This just looks horrendous, if I'm being honest. And unlike cases, this can never really be taken off and put back on. Like, once it's on, it's gonna be on until you take it off, at which point it's just gonna be off. The orange just highlights way too many faults for me to leave this on. So I'm just gonna take it off, and like underneath the phone should frankly be fine because this is protection. I guess let's just rip it. You see, this is the black adhesive layer I was talking about underneath. Like, this is basically the thickest and the very last layer of the whole thing. So if that's showing, basically as the very last layer before your phone starts showing. But the carnage, that took a while, I mean outside of the corners. that took a while to show. But also it was just harder to see. Okay. You see how clean the phone looks underneath all of that. I mean, just look at that difference right there. Like, that's my phone and that's the skin. How wild it is. That's the skin. That's the phone. It looks nothing like it. Like, there's just not even, it's not even close. While I take this off, let's just talk about why anybody should buy them. I really do think some of the cases, particularly, there's like a great value for money there. The cases, like any cases that you get, if they're protective enough, they are generally going to be bulky. But even if they're not protective, like, they're bound to be bulky. Skins are a trade-off, but they still protect the thing. I mean, unless you're going to drop it from, I don't know, like 3 stories or something, I guess you're going to be fine for the most part. They almost definitely wouldn't last you the phone's lifetime, especially if you use it like me. But with something like a case is almost going to last you the whole time. If you're okay to use it for like 6 months to a year, maybe even longer, depending on how you use it, and just get a new one or like switch to a case at that point, or I mean, whatever, like, great, like, you get it and you use out of it, you're good. So my guide to buying a dbrand skin would be, do you handle your device carefully? Then just get whatever. If you don't, if you're even a little rugged with it, if you want it to last as long as possible, get the darker ones like the Carnage that I had before. And if you're okay with a shorter lifespan, you could get a light one like this thing, and it should work for as long as it does. Like, there's no telling. If you go on a road trip like I did and you sit against rocks, it would last you maybe a week. This part is hard to take off. I could actually leave that on for now, I guess. So that's the only skin part that's left on it. The rest is off. Anyway, so if you're okay with the shorter lifespan, a light one like this should work. That being said, I know I probably would be getting another skin at some point. Maybe not for the iPhone, maybe the next one would be for a Mac. Maybe I redo my iPad or the skin or something. Well, the iPad's been great because this is not full coverage, so this part is not covered. It's just the back. I am not against dbrand skins. I'm just, they need to be a little more clear with the wording. What's okay to use, what's not okay to use. Wear and tear that you're gonna get with certain skins is just not very clear. They need to be a little more clear about that. On the website, like, it needs to be in, like, maybe not big bold letters, but at the very least, if you scroll low enough on the web page, it should just be there. Anyway, that's all I have to say about it. I am sick of them for now. I'm probably going to revert back to buying one at some point. For now, I'm just gonna go grab my tank case, put that back on, because again, dbrand's great. I love the company. I love the brand, whatever they're doing. Just some things they need to work on. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. PS out.